Welcome back to Towering Pines. Lately we've been working on putting a fence in the garden, which you can kind of see here. We're going to go over the process by which we put this in and talk a little bit too about why we're putting this fence in. So Pippin could cause all sorts of problems in the garden and could cause problems for himself if he's eating things that aren't good for him. So it's to keep Pippin out of the garden when we're not around. Also, if we need to, we can put some like chicken wire on the bottom half, and that'll help keep rabbits out if we ever start having rabbit problems. But one of the things that we're learning as we look into permaculture, which is kind of some of the principles we're using, is you want things to have multiple functions. So there's a couple other functions that the fences have. One thing with fences is that it creates boundaries between two areas, and boundaries tend to be really fertile places. So if you look at our fence over here, you can see everyone has had this experience where by the fences or boundaries there's a lot of growth. So it's going to create good fertility near the fences, and then also it gives a vertical growing space. So over the next couple of years you'll see these fences just filled up with all sorts of vining plants and that sort of thing. So Dakota, you want to help me out here? We're going to measure out the distance that we're going to put these stakes in. Alright, so go ahead and hold it there, Judy. And so this is about 24 feet long, which is good because you want about 6 feet between each post. So we'll go a little longer because it's about 24 and a half. So we'll go like 6 feet and an inch or two for each post here that we're going to put in. So, first one, you got it? Alright. It's going to be right. You got to come over here and put your foot here, sweetie. And as you can see, we're not thinking about this fence when we put the zucchini in the ground. So we're going to just do our best to work around the zucchini for now. Fortunately, zucchini is just an annual, so it won't be here next year. We can plant it further away. So these here are what are called T-posts, and use the T-posts as kind of the structure to attach the fence to. You can theoretically drive these into the ground with like a hammer of some sort, but we have what's called a T-post driver or a post driver that we're going to be using. All right. Got the trench there. I'm going to hold that. So, when using the T-post driver, make sure to use earplugs because it's going to be really loud. Hopefully Cassie will take this out in the production here so that we don't blow all your ears out.
So one quick thing that we forgot to mention in the video is these T-posts, you want to make sure they're all facing the same way because the fence is going to attach to kind of like the top of the T here. So the fence is going to be on the side that's like the top of the T with these bumps here. So just make sure that all of your posts are facing the same way so that you can attach them right.
Alright, so I'm going to grab the measuring tape. Let me grab the next post. Hold that. So, as you can see, we're not going to be overly concerned about getting exact distances, heights, straightness here. The fence is really flexible and forgiving. And also, should we need to, we can actually take this fence out and move it in the future, which was important to us because especially this further fence here, we may extend it further down the yard as we grow the garden. Okay. This should be the last one. I'll get the post. One other thing I forgot to mention, when you're talking about multiple functions, we're also putting the fence because it looks good. Like, we like the way that it's going to set off this area that's going to be full of fruit trees and bushes, a lot of ground cover, and then the more traditional raised bed annual gardens over here. So it provides an aesthetic purpose as well. Yep. And we'll come back in just a little bit with another video showing you how we actually attach the fence to these posts. Thanks for watching.
Okay, now we're going to be showing you how to attach this fence to the T-posts using these T-post clips. So Luke, could you show that to the camera? So, look on the smaller side here, and then you're going to want to use something kind of like a screwdriver or whatever else that's similar. It has to be nice and sturdy, so you can pop it through the hole and then twist it around. We find it's helpful if you can make it short enough that it can fit through the gaps and go all the way around as you're bending it.
That's good, Luke. If you go too far, you're not going to get it back out.
Yep.
There you go.
And you just keep going at it until it's nice and twisted around and it's nice and tight when you tug on it. So
now we're going to finish up the rest of the fence here with these T-post clips, and then we'll probably do one final video just to show it all done.
as you can see, we got the entire fence done, which is like super exciting. Once we got it done, we brought in another load of wood chips, and we've been filling in the trench here. It's not quite done. There's still some on one end that needs to be added to level it out, but it's mostly done, and it gives the garden like a really good structure and feel, so it's starting to really feel more like a garden, and we're super excited to start getting some more plants in here.